Let the record reflect the defendant's present with his attorney as well as counsel for the state. Are there any matters we need to address before I bring in the jury?
Not by the state.
I'm just for the record, renew my motion to suppress that was filed. It's been denied, but I would renew that motion this time.
Okay. Your motion is noted again for the record and denied, and in my discretion I'm going to allow the state to publish exhibit number 3 to the jury at this time. You can go ahead and bring in the jury and I'll make the appropriate instructions. All right, good morning and welcome back again. I see all members of the jury are present. Now, we are now ready to proceed. In my discretion, I'm going to allow the state to publish state's exhibit number 3 to you. This was previously identified and marked and received as an exhibit, and we'll have it's a recording of the interview of the defendant, Jonathan Santillan, on January 15th and 16th of 2013. Couple of things about this. When it comes on, you will see the video portrayed on the screen, and you'll also hear it. At least I hope you will hear it. I'll be watching to make sure that you can see it and also that you can hear it. Get my attention or the bailiff's attention if you need the volume turned up or down. There are some portions of the interview that are not as loud as other portions, and we will do our very best to make sure that you hear it. Some people, just by the way they talk, are easier to pick up the voices and all that, but I think as you see it progress, you'll see what I'm talking about and be able to understand and appreciate all the statements that were made during this interview. During the course of the interview, you will likely hear statements or comments or questions posed by the investigators to Mr. Santillan in the form of statements that were made or purportedly made to them by other people. You cannot consider what somebody else said to the detectives and what they formed their question on as evidence in this matter. They're merely posing questions that you can consider as an investigative technique, and I think this will become apparent when you see it, and I apologize for my confusing instruction on that, but you're only to consider the evidence that's presented, and during the course of the questioning, there may be statements made by the detectives that are attributed or made by other people to them. For example, somebody said such and such, what do you say about that? Well, what the other person said really isn't evidence. You can only consider, the evidence is what the statements made by the people actually participating in this interview. I hope I've not thoroughly confused you. There will also be periods of time during this recorded interview. This interview is very lengthy, and there will be periods of time during this interview when the detectives leave the room and there is no activity or no statements or comments going on on the video. It's just basically an image with no substantive dialogue between the parties. When that happens, in my discretion, I'm going to allow the state to fast forward it up, so we don't sit here for 30 minutes watching nothing. They'll fast forward it to that point in time when the people are going to either come back into the room or, when this interview will resume, or when there's something that the parties want you to consider. So just please keep that in mind. There may be some portions that are fast forwarded for that reason, and that's merely I'm allowing them to do that in my discretion to save some time. As I said, this is very lengthy, and it will likely take up the balance of the day. We will do everything that we can to minimize the time that you're spending on here, or at least make it as convenient as possible. I will be watching, and I'll ask the deputies to watch. If you need a break, please let us know, and we will stop and we're going to take breaks, but if we haven't taken one and you need one, let us know, and we'll stop and take a break. It's now 11:38, and we're ready to proceed. Was there anything else before we start from either the state or the defense?
No, sir, no mistake.
Other than the objections noted from...
Your Honor, may we approach?
Yes. Let me clarify what I was saying earlier about statements made by other people and that sort of thing. You may only consider as evidence the statements that are made by Jonathan Santillan, the defendant in this case, not statements made by other people that aren't there. Anything else, Mr. Cutler? Or is that?
Or by even officers that are there, their statements aren't evidence, and I'd ask to instruct the jury not to consider that their statements or their opinions or questions are evidence.
And I'll ask and instruct the jury that, along those lines, that only what Jonathan says, the defendant says, is admissible as evidence. Anything else? All right. Let me make sure this thing is... Can everybody see, before you start, can everybody see this? All right, and as soon as you start hearing something, let me know if you cannot. We tested it while you were out of the room, and I think it'll be okay, but I'll wait to hear from you. You may proceed. And if you want to mark, is there a time stamp, a time of day? Or?
As you note here, Your Honor, in the top, the date and the time are right here where the arrow is. This is Tuesday, January the 15th, 2013 at 10:40 p.m. Eastern Time, where the arrow is. So I'm marking that, and then as I fast forward, when I stop, I'll mark that new time when I've stopped it, so we'll have all the fast forward times for the record.
Very well.
partner. What you got? What do you have in your hand? Nothing? You're playing with something. What you have? Just put your hands in there. There you go. Just, let's do a session. What is all that? I'm sure that you. What is that? Right over here. Stand just like that. What'd I tell you? Stand just like that. I want you to move from right here. All right? Right there. Have a seat. Have a seat. Where was I at? In my pocket? Your foot. Let's see, Captain, all in there. Appreciate your input. And, no, don't put it on you. What? Put your shoes on.
Is my belt back?
I don't have your belt.
Why was I? You see my belt?
Swim license. I'm sorry? Oh, you mean you number 2? Yeah. You gonna be able to survive? Swim license. Okay, thank you. How are you? Shitty? Why are you shitty?
I'm currently teaching stuff like taking it off.
You're covered in itchy stuff?
I was, taking it off.
Okay.
A little street,
Why are you covered in itchy stuff?
because we want to find.
Where they found you?
Let me, before we start talking,
I want to introduce myself first. My name is Mariah, and I know I wasn't out there, but I'm a sergeant here in our investigations unit. And I'm just going to sit in here with Barefoot, kind of listen if you have any questions, or if you need anything, then feel free to interrupt, okay?
and I'm investigator Barefoot, and I work with the sheriff's office also, and I do want to sit down and talk with you real quick. But before I can talk with you, I have to read this.
You haven't been a problem or been combative, or, I don't see any reason why we should leave you in handcuffs. You're going to sit here and be somewhat cooperative? You don't have a problem with me taking those off, do you? Okay, that's great. You're not going to try to hurt me or anything, right? Good deal. Oh, thank you. Very good. All right, looks like they're on that backwards. All right, good deal. Your wrist okay? A little bit? All right. Your nose? All right. Better.
Before we answer any questions, you must understand your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be and may be used against you in court. You have the right to have a parent, a guardian, or a custodian present during questioning, and you have the right to consult with an attorney, and that one will be appointed for you if you are not represented and want one. Want representation. If you decide to answer questions now without an attorney present, or without your parent, guardian, or custodian present, you still have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk to an attorney, or your parent, guardian, or custodian, or both if you wish. It says, I have read the above. Do you want to speak with us now?
Let me explain. He's kind of throwing a lot on you. You're 15, right? Okay. Have you ever been in trouble before?
Pretty sure, probably stupid stuff.
Some stupid stuff. Well, we all make stupid mistakes. Okay. So I just wanted to make sure that you understand, because he's kind of throwing some stuff at you, and I don't want to, talk above your head. What was the highest level of education you completed?
Well, actually, I'm going to start going back to school tomorrow.
And you're in high school? Okay, great. And what was the last grade that you attended? 9th, 10th, 9th? Okay, so you were a freshman. Okay, so some of this language is kind of like legal jargon, so I want to make sure that you understand it. And you came down in handcuffs, so obviously you're under arrest. And he's under arrest for, do you know why you're under arrest?
From what they tell me, drugs.
For drugs, okay.
That's all.
Okay.
I've already told one of the officers. I think it was the deputy. I don't know what it was. It was detective or deputy something. I think someone was on charge now. And I told him from what I know, and I guess they didn't really help out. They just kind of fucked me up then.
Okay. So you did talk to somebody earlier, or okay. Maybe trying to explain something.
Yeah, I told him what was going on, and what crap was moving. I don't know if he is or not.
And he may not have, because so that you are protected, we like to do it in a more formal setting. And then that way you know that we read this rights form to you, you have a chance to ask questions so you fully understand it, and that you know even if you are willing to talk to us, that you can stop at any point. And so that's why he probably didn't, it may have been kind of just rolling off of,
Yeah, he seemed like he was listening to me. He was interested in what.
Would you be willing to talk to me about what you were sharing with him earlier? Like, I guess at the scene, because I wasn't at the scene. Would you be willing to share that story again?
I mean, I've already told him. I don't think it's gonna help. I'm pretty sure they'll believe me.
Well, I mean, I'd like to build a relationship with you right now. I have no reason to believe that you would lie to me. I don't know you from Adam. I actually don't even know your name. I said my name was Mariah. You didn't reciprocate. What is your name? Jonathan. So if you're willing for me to go through this and explain to you your rights so that you understand it on your level, I will do that for you. And when you're comfortable, if you want to sign this, you'll sign it, I'll witness it, and then we can talk and we can build a trust bond, and I can hear what you have to say, and we can go from there. But I have no reason to believe that what you can share with me right now is a lie, because I know nothing about why you're here. I was not at the scene. I have no idea. I'm just a fresh face. So, I mean, I'd like to extend that to you, because I'm not here to just destroy people's lives. I mean, I'm just not. I'm a mom. I'm a human being, even though people often think that cops suck. We do. But I'm a fair person, and I'm willing to hear what you have to say. You're 15. You have a whole life ahead of you. And I'm willing to spend enough time. If you have about a ninth grade education, I'll make sure you understand these. And, I mean, I don't want you to be uncomfortable or feel pressure, but I will take the time to go over this with you so that you can share your side and tell me why you're here. I mean, you get that chance.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's really gonna help, because the first person that I told to him, I mean, I'm guessing if he really give a crap what I'm saying, I mean, I don't know what uses in BTR. I mean, because y'all are pretty good. I mean, they already put me down for charges, so, I mean, though, it's not gonna help anything.
Well, I don't know that it necessarily won't help anything. I can't make promises because I'm not with the DA's office. And I don't know, I think you kind of said you had made some stupid mistakes in the past. Did you say that to me? So you may be somewhat familiar with the judicial system, maybe the juvenile court system. Your level of cooperation, can it go into consideration? It does. But again, I'm not in any position to make those promises to you, but some level of cooperation is always going to be in your favor. So we're talking about, I guess some charges, and it's fair, and that's why we give you an opportunity for you to tell your side. I mean, looking at you, you seem like a pretty normal kid. It's sad to hear that you're not in high school. I mean, you can't be anything in this world. If you're behind the curveball, and you've got to at least get a high school diploma.
Yeah, I have to do that quarterly.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And this may be a small hurdle in your life that you may have to get over, but if that's what your dream is,
it's probably, no, my dream's over.
Because of this?
My dream's over, but not, I can't.
Well, then talk with me and share with me, because everybody makes mistakes. Everybody. And don't think I sit here before you thinking I'm some perfect angel, because I'm far from it.
Yeah, no, everybody makes mistakes.
They have. But this is your chance to share with at least me what brings you down here. And I want to hear. I mean, I don't know what your home life is like, but I'm not sitting here to judge you or to condemn you. I just want to learn why you're here and do what I can to help everybody in the long run. You, your parents, your family, brothers, sisters, whoever's important to you. Make sure it's fair when you make your way over there to the judicial system, and report back to the DA's office. I gave him a chance to tell me his right, or explain his rights to him. He understood them, and he told his side of the story, and that's what I want to be able to offer to you.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, it's not like they're cutting me a deal or something. It's not. I guess it's not really good. It's not really gonna help. If I just say the things I'm just gonna say, it's just gonna be like, oh, well, he said this.
But you don't know that till we start to move forward. That's why I want to encourage you to, John.
Yeah, but the thing about that is look how far I got with the other dude I told him.
But he didn't want to violate your rights. I don't think that he didn't respect you.
No, it wasn't that.
Would you rather speak with him? Would you feel more comfortable if you came in and clarified with him?
I mean, I'm probably just gonna be pissed at him for him not helping me out, doing all the crap that I told him. And then I told him a whole bunch of stuff that he needed to know. And he just, I guess it didn't help. I guess he just took it as, okay, kid, you told me this, and now we really don't care.
Well, why don't you at least let me explain your rights to you a little bit slower and what all this legal jargon means, and we talk, and if at any point you feel like I'm not really listening to what you have to say, you can stop. I mean, at least that's kind of like a 50-50 deal. I can't make an excuse for what that other cop did because I wasn't there or don't know what he was thinking. I don't know if there was safety concerns or I don't really know. And again, the only thing I can say, because I don't want to make excuses, is that we just really have a process that we have to follow, which is advising you of your rights. And he may have just been kind of, because we have to respect you. And I'm not just trying to blow smoke up your ass. I'm really just trying to tell you maybe I don't think it was that he didn't care about you, but we just got to go through the motions. So I'm just sort of extending that to you. Let me share this with you so you understand it, and at any point once we start talking, if you don't, all you gotta do is say, I'm done.
So what charges do they have on me? What charges do they have on me?
And that, I was hoping he could fill in on a little bit, like I said, I'm coming into it a little bit blind, but I think that he can.
It's my understanding that there was some cocaine in the house.
Yeah.
Right. It's a drug charge. It's not something that I have to charge for. It's not something I'm charging with. But I was told that you are being charged with a drug violation.
Marijuana.
Marijuana.
Okay, that's what they explained to you. Okay. That's an easy start.
I already told him who it was. I already told him who was connected to the dude. So I didn't tell him to connect, but I told him the dude who has to connect. Yeah. He didn't. I guess he didn't really care. I mean, it's not like my charges are going away. I know I'm not going home anytime soon. So whatever I say.
Well, you're 15. It's a little bit different process.
The only difference is that they can't bail me out. That's what it is. The only difference is they can't bail me out. Another difference is, I'm pretty sure it's probably going on my record. I know that. Cause
Your juvenile record?
not just my juvenile record. I know what's carrying on to my other. I know what's going to carry on to my other record.
What's going to carry on?
The charge is going to carry up.
These charges?
Yeah, going to carry up until around 16. Turn 16, not soon, but soon enough. So I mean, it's gonna stay on there. And there's no way. Like all my dreams and everything since I was like in 3rd grade.
Your dreams aren't shot. See, I want to hear about your dreams. I really do. And I just want you to, so that you are protected, I want to explain this to you. Let me at least go through it in sort of a little bit slower fashion. And then I do want to hear about your dreams because I don't want you to be locked in here thinking your life is over today. Because I think you don't know about the whole system and maybe completely why you're here. So will you at least hear me out? Let's read through here, and if you want to talk about what you're juggling something, you're thinking that whatever's going on is just life altering. I mean, and what we're here on, which I wrote down possession with intent to sell and deliver, which is a drug charge. And we can talk about that, but I really want you to understand your rights first. We at least do that, and then I want to make sure, once you sign, we can talk about the clarification of that versus your dreams. Do you know what I mean? I just don't think that today.
Yeah, the charges are different. And the charges that you said that you're saying right now, they're definitely, my dreams are definitely shattered. I know that for a fact, because they're not just going to put possession. If you remember what you're saying, if they're going to put possession and possession with intent to sell, then I'm definitely fuck the rest of my life. There's just no going back. I know that now. So now that you tell me that, now I actually know that. So they are sitting in there. Wherever I go, I know that as soon as I get out, I'm not gonna have things. I'm not gonna have shit to go to. Nobody's gonna want me. Nobody's gonna want me to job. Nobody's gonna want me to leave. Hell no, not want me to
It's a juvenile record, though. Let me read this through, and then I'm going to explain to you. You're 15 today, which is the date of your arrest. Let me go through this, and then I want to help you. Not that I can at least explain to you that there's a difference between a juvenile record and an adult record. Is that fair enough before we go? Because you're a little bit clouded about.
going on to my adult record, though, I know.
Okay. Well, I mean, I certainly didn't go to law school, and I'm not going to sit in front of you, but that's not necessarily true, okay? And
if you're saying, this is what they're telling me, if you ever get caught with having possession, definitely not going. They said, especially, no army, no branch, no nothing would accept me if there is anything that has to do with selling. They said
with what?
Definitely with selling.
Oh, selling.
Yeah, they said they're definitely not going to be a chance. And they said some people have made it in between, like, they've gotten caught with like a 5-bag or whatever, and then later on that was in a juvenile record. But I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. That's what I'm telling you. I know for a fact this is going on to my adult record. It's going on to my juvenile record up until I turned 16. When I turned 16, they're going to transfer me to the adult, then just going to transfer me to the adult jail, or they're just going to leave me there up until when it's time for me to get released.
You seem to know a lot about it. You got it all figured out.
I do, because I talk to a lot of people. A lot of people I go, a lot of people I spoke to, a lot of people. I know all this, it definitely messed up. That's why I know. And this is actually, you say that I might not go, but I'm 100% sure going on to my adult record. And I'm 100% sure nobody really want me. Nobody even want me. And now because of this, it's going to be a felony charge, and now it's going to be hard for me to get a job. So that's another thing.
You seem to have it all figured out, but I want to talk to you more about, I guess, your position on thinking your life is over and your dreams have been squashed. And I want to talk to you because I think I could enlighten you a little bit more. And I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to talk to you. I really am. And I want to. You're young and you're impressionable. And I believe that we probably both have, good life stories. And again, I don't know what your home life is like and why you're even in the situation you're in, but I just...
Well, the situation I'm in is going to be one person, because me personally, I messed up, and I should have listen to that person. But then again, when a person has a firearm, they're telling me to do it. There's no thing you can do.
In order for us to sit down and talk with you about your situation, what you're going through, you have to agree to talk with us, and that's where we're at. You know, we would like to hear your, you know, what's going on with you, but, you know, you don't have to do that if you don't want to, but I will pressure you to.
But the thing is about that, whether I talk or not, I'm still getting charged. Nobody's cutting me deal. There's no point of me saying things.
The deal cutting, it can't go on right here, we don't have that power, the deal cutting goes over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But I didn't wanna, you got a lot of wealth of knowledge, so I just didn't wanna talk to you like you were not, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna talk down to you, I don't wanna be preaching at you like your mother, but my hands are tied. I mean, I wanna like engage you and ask questions and stuff, but I really, and again, I can't tell you enough, and I'm not trying to minimize it. If I read this to you and you understand it and you sign it, I can ask you one question, I can be like, okay, were they your drugs? You know, and you're like, all right, I'm done talking. Then you could stop, but I can't even like pose questions or engage
I
you.
already told him his drugs were, I already told him his firearm was. I don't think I can do anything else. I would just be repeating myself, and if I repeat myself, it just,
Helps you.
It's not gonna help me. If I just repeat myself, y'all say that it might help me, but once they see me as a juvenile, then the judge finds out or whatever. There's.
So you think we're gonna get a secure custody order on you for a drug charge? Is that what you think? I mean, is that what you're thinking, that we're gonna go apply for a secure custody order? When you've been to the detention center in the past, there's paperwork, right? Okay, well we have to apply for that. It has to be like a, you know, special crime. I mean, it has to be something, you know. You know what I mean? I don't know that we would have to call the on-call person, but on-call juvenile court counselor to find out if that would even be something they would be willing to do a secure custody order. You see what I'm saying? You're 15, it's that golden age. You know what I mean? Not quite an adult, but I want to treat you as an adult, and that's why I would, you know, don't want to rush through this.
And the reason for that is because I'm going to get an adult charge after my sentence.
It doesn't work like that. Your juvenile record's sealed.
It's not sealed, it's just, I've heard about that you can get your record expunged. I've known people actually personally that they said getting it expunged just hides it. It does not hide it from the court.
All right, conspiracy theorist. You're a conspiracy theorist, I see.
No, because I knew somebody that he when he was a little kid, some people I think they raped his sister, and he
raped his sister?
Yeah,
Okay,
he went back and burned down the house. And he was juvenile. So after that happened, he went to court for something else of another charge. And the DA, I think the DA, they brought it up, and they told him, they were like, well, wasn't it true when you're this age that you burned down this? And he said that was a part of my record. It's not completely sealed. Maybe the cops won't see it. Of course, you're not going to see it. Even if you're a juvenile, you're not going to see your records because it's concealed from them. But the judges and everybody else, they will.
You want to talk a little bit more? I feel like I don't want to pressure you, but I want to talk to you. I mean, I know we keep talking like sort of around the subject, but if you want to talk, I really do need to explain your rights to you, and we can go into depth about more of the legal system and what you're being charged with, and I can get clarification on that, and then we can talk a little bit about who's responsible and whose drugs those were. But I really, really want, huh?
I mean, I know who you were, and I already told you, and I already told the person.
Because there's always your side, his side, the cop side, and then somewhere in the middle, there's the truth. You know what I mean? And so, you know, when we type up this case and we send it over to the DA's office, whose side do they have? Ours, right? So instead, we type up yours, interview, the cops, you know, there's evidence they have, and we send it over, and then we let them sort everything out. So you know, they should already have your response.
Yeah.
So at least talk with me, at least for just a few minutes. Now, like I said, there's no pressure to stop. If you're like, hey, lady, you're great, you know, move on, you know, just, and I will leave. You won't have to ask me twice.
The thing is, if I want to talk, I actually need somebody that has enough power to actually make, like, somebody like DA that actually has enough power to do things. Like, that's what I'm trying to get at. Like,
I think your level of cooperation in any investigation, whether that be a drug charge, an assault charge, or anything like that, if you help the police, you're helping yourself. I can't make any promises because that would be illegal. I can't say, buddy, I'm going to take care of you once it gets across the street. I can't do that because I have a life. I'm a mom. I have to continue to be employed. You know, I've got to put food on my table. But I can tell you that in my experience, and I have done juvenile crimes, person crimes, property crimes, I've been a road deputy, I've been everywhere, and I can tell you historically, when a person like you cooperates, it just helps. It helps in the eyes of because there's multiple people here, right? And how do you know your people, whoever they are, friends, acquaintances, how do you know that they're not talking to the other investigators that are here? How do you not know that? They're trying to help themselves. That's what they're doing. They're helping themselves. Because this is like crunch time. And I don't know because you're the only one that, you're the only one that I spoke with. But who knows? Who knows what? Give me a name. You may be saying blah, 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 blah about you because it's crunch time. Everybody wants to help themselves. That's the way of the world, you know.
I kind of knew that you're about to say that. Like, no lie, I knew that you were about to say that.
Do you think I'm being dishonest when I say that?
No. I just know
It's
that.
human nature, man.
Yeah, but I know from personally experienced detectives and undercover detectives, what they usually try to do is when they sit down with you, they interview with you, they try to get you to turn against everybody else and be like, oh man, just tell us this, just tell us that, we'll let you know, we'll let you go, this and that. And they try to tell you, oh, your friend, you know what your friend is saying, your friend is probably going against you right now.
All right, well then don't tell me anything about your friends, just tell me about yourself. How about that? How about we'll talk about your rights and son, and you can tell me just about yourself. I don't want you to turn on anybody, man. If you want to walk out here high and mighty like you're not going to roll with anybody, then I'm good with that.
And the thing is about it, talking to the police without getting any deal or anything, it just gets you killed. That's the thing. A lot of these things, people, when people do something, it's because they got a deal. And that's the reason why they do it. Because they have a deal, because there's something that is behind them. And they can say, oh, you know, that could say, oh, you know, I have a deal with TA, or I have a deal with this. So I know if anything happens, I at least have that. Me saying things is just really, really dumb. And
So you're saying your life's in danger?
No, that's not what I'm
If
saying.
you talk to me, if you sign this and talk to me, your life's potentially in danger. If that's the case, then we will make sure that you are protected from this day forward.
I'm not worried about that. I mean, the thing is...
Well, did I just misunderstand what you said? That there's something behind a drug charge that could get you killed if you don't have a good deal?
What I'm trying to get to is talking to people without having a deal, letting them know the information, it's not going to be no help. Because one, you don't have a deal. Two, you just told the police information, and if anything, if the people see you in the street, or if the people see you, and the people see you behind bars, it's not that hard to take somebody in broad daylight. It's not that hard. That's what I'm trying to get to. Me talking and signing this, I mean, I know my rights.
You understand?
I know, I'm not done. I know all that. I know everything.
I just was trying to respect your,
Yeah,
this
I
kind of all
understand.
mumble jumble, so.
Yeah, I understand. But what I'm trying to get to is me talking to y'all and not having to deal with is pretty much not gonna work because there's nothing gonna be. Because I'm just gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna be juvenile. And like, damn, think about it. I fucked up. When I was talking to the people, I just told them what they wanted. I just told them what they wanted to ask me and what they wanted to know. And now I'm behind doors, and you just start thinking, oh, you know, I just told these people that, and I didn't even get to. How dumb am I? That's pretty dumb. That's just what I'm gonna be thinking, and I know that. I know if I say something now without having to deal, I know that once I get behind the cell, once I get behind the cell door, I'm just gonna be thinking, I'm gonna have a lot of time to think. So I'm just gonna be thinking, oh, you know, I messed up. I told him that, and I didn't have a deal. That's what I'm trying to get to. If you can kind of understand.
I kind of, but we're not looking at any jail doors right this second. So, I'm not gonna keep pushing it, so I'm understanding it that you do not wanna talk to me.
No, what I do.
Not without a deal, and you understand that I can't offer you a deal, I can only offer your side of the story to the DA's office, which would be favorable for you at this time. It would be very favorable. Okay. Well, we have some paperwork things to do. If for some reason you should change your mind and you do want to share something with me, I have to go through the same rights issues again, okay? Just so you understand that there's one little thing that you think that you would help for whatever reason that we're here in this investigation, share it with me. This is your moment. This is your deal breaker, your dream maker. This is everything right here tonight. And I think that you sense it as well. And you know today is just, it's that defining moment in life where you go down the right path or you don't. And I think you know it. And
how would I be able to get a deal from the DA?
well, whatever your charges end up being today, I'm assuming, well, we gotta get the juvenile intake office and see whatever was recovered at that house, I guess, marijuana, is that the drug that we're talking about? Maybe a possession charge, I'm not really sure, it depends on if your boys may be over there saying, it was all mine, all of it's mine, you know what I mean? So you may be in the clear. So we just got to see what happens tonight and what these interviews produce. We take all our evidence for your case, you're the only juvenile, is that correct, that's here tonight? We'll take that before the juvenile intake counselor's office and see what they think and make the appropriate charges based on
How about this? How about, if I tell y'all something, y'all have to promise me that y'all will get the DA to come talk to me.
right now.
I'm guessing so. I'm gonna be here for a long time.
So it's worth having a DA here. So you got some information on something else? We talking drugs, or we talking something else?
Kind of both, it's actually both.
I mean, for me to wake up a DA is big time.
That's exactly what I've been trying to talk to.
I mean, we're talking big time. I mean, I got to have, you know what I mean? And we're talking like, I'll show you where a pound of marijuana is, because that's really not shit to me. I mean,
Probably have.
I'm talking, I need something, if I'm gonna be getting somebody with some power.
Yeah.
Talk to
Well, I know. Well, what
You really want to talk, I mean, man, I'm feeling it too, I'm like, you just
Well, I have-
loaded with
Well,
information.
I know the person of possession who's really it is. I know who the firearm of the guy is. I know who that is. And it's not that. There's a lot of people out there that sell drugs. So I know. I'm not gonna say personal people, but I'm probably telling somebody that I really know them about. But, I mean, there's probably one person that I probably do know, but I don't know, I don't know, last time I talked to him, they had a search warrant and thought they doing it. And they took his plans for marijuana, so I don't know if he's back in business, but, it's pretty. And I don't think it's just weed. The dude, he knows wrong about it. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's worth the stuff.
Yeah, I don't know that drugs mean that we deal drugs all the time. I think I need something bigger to wake the DA up, especially one of our Superior Court DAs. So,
Like what?
I need good stuff, man.
Like what?
I need like TV show drama stuff, man. I need the good stuff. Why do I care about guns? I didn't even know there were guns in the house. Why would I care about guns? Who cares about guns?
Guns hurt people.
Then talk to me. Come on, just enough to get me interested in why I'm here.
What do you think is going to get attention?
A murder.
I don't know. I don't really know about murder. I mean,
Too big time for you?
I'm not really with that. I don't really listen to the issues. Oh, you this on last night. I don't deal with that. Whatever people do, that's their problem. The only thing that I know is who possession are they, what they're trying to catch it for. I know who that is. I know who the firearm is, and there's a lot of things on the street that I know that. Yeah, I don't follow that.
Of course.
But I don't know what you're trying to talk about. I don't know if you're talking about weed. I don't know if you're talking about cocaine. I don't know if you're talking about crack. I don't know if you're talking about heroin. I don't know. You're not telling me what.
Because I need you to sign that waiver before I can tell you what I want to tell you. You see what I mean? I have to talk in like circles because I don't want to violate your rights. You know what I mean?
Because I heard you that look very bad.
Well, like I said, if you sit here and have some epiphany and you decide you want to talk to me, just knock on the door. Can you do that for me? You remember my name? You don't even remember my name. That's pretty pitiful. That's pretty pitiful. You have failed this quiz. Mariah. No. Mariah. Okay, you good? You need anything else? Okay, well, if you do, just knock, okay? Change your mind. You want to flood my brain with all kinds of good information, just knock on the door, okay?
So why would I have to sign this?
Well, I mean, I don't know a lot about why you're hearing the cases that you're here on, but, because I wanted to kind of branch down, and once you started sharing information with me, I wanted to be able to, like, come back and ask you a question. Like, you said, I know whose guns those are. And I would want to be able to say, okay, well, whose guns are they? And then even if you didn't tell me, I would be like, okay, well, I would just kind of ask more leading questions from there, to kind of get information from you. But because you have information and you haven't signed a release that says, hey, I'll talk to you, I really can't prod you for what, you know what I mean? It's not the right thing to do. And like I said, the only thing I can offer as far as that piece of paper is that if you did sign it, I could ask you a question and be like, when's the last time you smoked dope? You'd be like, I'm done. You know what I mean? You don't have to answer anything. Or you can say next and go to the next question. I mean, that's the beauty of when you do, and maybe that's never been explained to you by a cop, but you can pick and choose.
What do you think the DA, what do you think there will be enough for the DA?
I can just tell you that I've been in law enforcement, well, I don't want to give up my age, but I've been in law enforcement long enough, I'm experienced enough to know that any level of cooperation on a bad guy, suspect, whatever you want to call yourself, any level of cooperation is going to be more favorable. That is how a DA is going to look at it, and that's all I can offer you. I can't tell you, well, they'll make a deal, blah, blah, blah. So.
You want to talk? You want to talk to us?
Would y'all be able to talk to the DA?
We always talk to the DA, but not tonight we can.
How am I going to know if anything that's going to help me?
Okay. Think about it, okay?
You can do that. One more to something, like I know something. Shit. Oh, how come they can't look at the DNA?
If you don't have good enough information, you look up the DNA.
No, I do. Sure. I'm not talking about, I'm not talking about murder. I don't know anything about that. Time. Man, on that day.
once at night? Well, that's why you have the pleasure of dealing with me. Go over this again. All right, so I'm back in here since you told me you wanted to talk. So you told the big guy that was unpleasant, you told me, so here I am. My nice barefoot's gonna undo this cuffs for you. Tell me again what grade you last completed. Like, did you go to 8th grade? Where did you go to school? Well, what was the last school you went to? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Can you write? Just
Alternative schools on campus, I think.
Okay.
8th grade, I'm in grade or 7th grade.
Can you read and write? Can you read? Can you read? Yeah. And if you had to write if you had to give your mom a birthday card, can you write? You know, you can write and stuff. Okay. Just want to make sure. Okay. Nothing fancy, but we have to read you a juvenile one because you're only 15, 14 through 17. Okay. And it's your right. And before we ask any questions, you must understand those rights. So I'm going to read through these little bullets, and you stop me and make sure you understand all of them. Okay, you have the right to remain silent, which we told you about 10 times. Anything you say can be and may be used against you in court. You have the right to have a parent, guardian, or custodian present during questioning, and you have the right to consult with an attorney, and that one will be appointed to you if you are not represented and want representation. Now, this little thing right here says, if you decide to answer questions now, without an attorney present or without your parent, guardian, or custodian present, you still have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk with an attorney or your parent or guardian or custodian or both if you wish. Does that make sense? That's what I was telling you, like, you wanted me to ask you, you would say, well, I know whose guns they are. Well, I can't come back and say, well, whose are they? Until you waive your rights. Even if that's the only question that we have, the question and answer that we have, you can say, all right, ha-ha, I'm over it, and that's it. That's what I was trying to explain to you, that you can answer one question, 10 questions, or we can sit here until tomorrow. That's what I wanted you to understand, okay? So even if we get into the part about I'm going to get your name and address and all of the like particulars and where you went to school and stuff, and then if you're like, yeah, change my mind, you can still do it without even, before we get into any real interesting stuff. Okay, does that make sense?
The R, I know who my lawyer is.
I think you were throwing her name, something, Mary?
Mary E. Wilson.
Yeah, it sounds familiar. I think I got when I was in the juvenile court system, I remember her.
Yeah.
But if any time, you know, you're like, okay, well, I'm giving you as much as I want, and you know, you can, that's what I was explaining, you can stop. Okay? All right, so by waiving them, I have read the above rights, and I have had my rights explained to me by a law enforcement officer. So when I asked you if you could read, I wanted to make sure that you were able to read it. Okay. And I'm willing to answer your questions at this time. I do not want an attorney present at this time. I do not want my parent, guardian, or custodian present at this time. I understand and know what I'm doing. No promises or threats have been made to me, and no pressure or coercion of any kind has been used against me by anyone. And that's why I was trying to tell you, like, I can't make any promises, but I can sit here before you and say, you know, this is going to be favorable for you when whatever happens comes to the VA. Does that make sense? Because see, I can't make any promises. If you're willing to talk with us, even if it's just a few questions, if you'll sign right here. Write your date of birth on it right there. Just a baby. You remember my name?
Right.
No, very good. You have passed the test. We're starting off on the right foot. So you're 15. Where do you live? And who do you live with? Your mom and your stepdad. Where's your real dad? Got kidnapped. Seriously? Okay, so we gotta work on this trust thing, right? So your dad got kidnapped by who?
I don't know, they got kidnapped over there by the border.
Okay.
I've been there since I was like 10 years.
Have you been in the States
I've been in the state for a while.
for a while?
I haven't seen it since 5, 6 years now.
Okay. Where are you originally from? Texas? Well, where's your mom and dad from?
Well, my mom, I think she's from Mexico, and my dad is from Santillan.
Just like Mexico City or El Salvador? Where are you from?
I don't know where exactly in Mexico. I was born in Mexico. My stepdad was born in Mexico.
So is your stepdad, has he been in your life pretty much? You're only 15.
He's been in my life for like 10 or so years, probably.
10, and what do you think about him?
He's alright.
All right. Is he a working man? Does he support the family?
Yeah.
Does he does? And what about your mom? Does she pull her weight?
She used to have a baby.
She used to, so she has a baby. So you have a brother or sister? Two sisters. Twins, or are we talking about a younger and an older?
No, I can't.
Uh-huh.
One sibling, we're small, other one. 9.
9? Okay, so there's 3 of you? There's 3 siblings? Okay. So do you pull your weight? Do you help out? And...
Like chores,
Mhm.
like that, like that,
Okay. So you keep your room clean and stuff? I have to ask, because you're only 15. So you said you're not in school right now, right? Are you working anywhere?
No.
Why not?
Cause I want to get a real job, I need more hours. When you're 15, you have to get a permit, and you have to only give you 9 hours.
Something it is pretty low.
It's pretty low deal. This is not really enough. So I've been waiting until I turn 16 to get a job.
Okay, so what do you do all day long?
Well, I haven't in school, it's been
No, that's terrible. Do you do drugs?
No.
Do you experiment with drugs?
No.
Oh, I'm not here to judge you. I'm really not. I mean, really, you know,
No, I mean, I
don't think that you're any-
but then.
just marijuana just makes you sluggish and hungry. So you kind of gave it up. You smoke cigarettes?
No, I gave that up a while back, go to really started listening.
What do you mean, smoking?
Yeah.
Why? Why did mess with you? Did you work out?
Yeah, sometimes. But I would get headaches, I would be wasting a lot of money on cigarettes, going to the store, which is not a crap.
So you told me earlier that your dream was to be in the Navy. It sounds like you pursued that a little bit too. Tell me about that.
Well, I don't know what you call it, like a
You
creek place.
yeah.
I've been there, I talked to people, they told me this, necessary that you do, things that you need to do, you have mental, you have physical, you gotta go to the, I know this lady that she was in the Navy SEAL.
Well, that's big time.
Yeah, she was talking to me like a while back ago, she was trying to get in contact with some dude in the Navy, it was Navy SEAL Team 4, ITC or LTC, something like that, and she told me how to go through this problem, this thing called Buzz program.
Is it where you like shadow them and make sure?
She said it's where, it's like where you go when you do push-ups, and I guess like the physical.
See where you're at, but see if you would even be able to make it. Okay.
Then after that, they said it's a mental thing, I think afterwards. But she told me the program is called Buzz.
Could you pass the middle part too, you think?
Yeah.
You're pretty mentally stable?
Yeah. I mean, I take medication,
What for?
It's like, one of my medications is to help me go to sleep, because I have trouble sleeping at night. And the other one is like movement, like, not like movement, but like, it's just, I guess, just keeping like cool, so I don't get irritated so quick.
What would irritate you?
It just, I mean, I've been through a whole bunch of crap in my life, and they just gave me that, so they think it'll help. I mean, it does help. It helps a lot. Like the medication helps me go to sleep. medication helps me with my mood, like if I'm not really like crazy, Saturday, not crazy, but I'm just, I'm not on to my medication yet.
So if you're not taking your medication, what kind of person are you like?
Just same person, but it's just they not make me, but I kind of have to take medicine because,
Who wanted you to? Your mom? Your dad? Who was saying that you needed to know?
well, the psychiatrist told my mom and a while ago, and the medication, sometimes they give me some medications, and some of them didn't work. Some of them actually, like, they were things, like, it was already down, but some of them actually, like, kind of like, maybe, like, really, like, what's that word called? Like, I used to have, like,
Hyper? Energy?
yeah,
Oh, the
like,
energy?
yeah, like, a lot of anxiety.
Oh, anxiety, okay.
Yeah, they used to give me, like, a whole bunch of,
Paranoid.
not really, but just like a whole bunch of weird symptoms, so just took me off that medication, and they changed it to another one, and that medication kind of helped, but when I was with my grandparents, my grandma threw it in the trash can and told them that she did not want me taking it because it hurts my liver. And after that, I think like a year, 2 years later, they finally got the medication. So I've been taking that medication for like a year or 2 years.
Good. Good. And you're doing good on it? Awesome.
And helped me through school. And after that, then my grandma she really wasn't thinking too much about it, but I've been taking medication for a long time, so it's probably gonna mess my liver somehow. I go to lab and get labs done.
Okay, so you're pretty,
Yeah, they can check the blood levels and they make sure it's stable, and make sure it's not too up, not too low.
so you take this medicine because you've dealt with a lot of like crap in your life, is that what you're saying? Give me some examples.
Well, my dad wasn't around. I used to always be depressed all the time. He wasn't around. I was really sad when he first told me what had happened to him, that he had got kidnapped, and at first he was just missing, then to find out that he got kidnapped, it really hit me. So they started putting me on medication.
So just the separation from your father?
Yeah, that kind of made me thinking up on medication, maybe third, I was really small, probably third or sixth grade, one year. And after that, I was really depressed, so I started getting me medication, therapy, see if it would work. Didn't really work. Guess they couldn't find the right medication. So after a while, they just kept putting new medication, and stop, and which couldn't find the right one. Like last year or this year, they finally got the right one, and it really helped.
So where does your grandmother live? You said that you've had occasion to like go stay with her. Where does she live? Or your grandparents?
But they live in Texas.
In Texas, okay. So how often do you go to Texas?
Not that often. Whenever vacation or...
And do you all go with the family?
Oh, no.
No, just you or just you and your sister?
Most of the time it's just me. Last time, it was my family, but we usually don't go all the years. It's usually just me to go see my parents.
Your mom's side?
No, my dad's side.
Oh, your dad's side, okay. All right.
My mom's side is over there, but not too much. It's like only a little bit. So they usually keep my stepdad's part of the family.
Okay.
They go over there.
Good. So do you have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
You have a girlfriend?
So yeah.
And where did you meet her? Good gracious, you're failing. I'm gonna have to tattle on you. Well, how long have y'all been dating? We'll go to an easier question. How long have y'all been dating? Oh, in Valentine's Day is right around the corner. You are doomed, my friend.
It's been a while. It's probably been like more years.
Okay, well that's good. That's a good track record. And what would she think if she knew you were here right now?
She'd probably yell at me.
Yeah, because she wouldn't be proud that you're all wrapped up in some...
Nah, she'd probably be happy to talk to me, but she probably...
And what is her name?
I don't know.
Okay. Does she live close to you?
Not really. Not hard to see.
Okay. Do you remember where you met her at now? Did you meet her at school? Did you meet her, do you remember?
Well, I met her through school, which was a little bit more smaller after I first started talking to her. She was a little bit more smaller, so I really didn't.
Younger or smaller? Like,
Both.
younger, like, because she's gotten fat, is that what you
No,
said?
no, 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 no.
Okay, you're smaller.
Like, I guess like that. I mean, she was a little bit more towards the kid when I first started talking to her. So I guess started going up and, I guess.
Still talking. Good. Do you have any friends? Do you have like a group of friends that you hang out with since you're not working or going to school?
I mean,
You know, they
I don't really consider them friends.
acquaintances? Hang out buddies?
Kind of. I really don't talk to many people because one thing that my dad told me was the more friends that you have, the more things that you have.
Really? That's interesting. Is this your real dad that said that or your stepdad? The more friends you have, the more enemies you have.
Because he said the more friends that you have, the more things they bring on the table. So the next day they have a problem. And you're with them and their problem comes, they say, no, you have to be with them and you have to help them out.
Kind of like today's situation?
Kind of, a little bit more force to it, but not. This was from this situation because there was more force. There was more of a force thing. The other situation, it was just more like not that much.
I don't know if it's embarrassing, but you kind of were, you kind of suggested it a little bit when we were talking the first time. But you said that you were familiar with the system, so I would assume you've been in trouble before. You wanted to tell me a little bit about what you've been in trouble for?
No, I just know a whole bunch of things. People have taught me a lot of things that I need to know. So they just told me the right thing.
Yeah, no. And I completely think that's smart. You should listen to all advice because you're still very impressionable and you need to stay on the right track. So no, I completely respect that you're listening to what people are offering and stuff. Have you been in custody before? You talked about the juvenile court system like you had been in trouble before. You said you had an attorney.
I just know it like to the back of my hand because I always want to know like one day, if anything ever happened or whatever, I would know my rights, I would know this and that.
Is this the worst thing that's ever happened to you?
I mean, I've got a near death. I got a near death a lot of times.
You got a new what?
I've got a near death a lot of times.
Near death?
Accidents. I fell off a horse racing with one of my uncles a while back ago. I think it was like 2 years ago. Hit my head pretty hard. Messed me up. All this, everything was broken.
Thanks.
The ambulance couldn't even pick me up. The helicopter actually had to take me. And it wasn't the best thing in the world. Head concussion wasn't the best thing. I was in my grandma's hand. They had blood everywhere. Blood was coming out of my head. I've got a lot of scars.
I see that.
A lot of scars. This one I fell down. And when I fell, this thing just grazed all my arms. They got broken and they got really messed up. But for some reason, when that was happening, my grandparents called the pastor and they told me to pray for me. And by the time I got to the hospital, I was just with a limp and staples on my head. And they let me up. It was in the night and they let me up in the morning. And I was just surprised. They said, I don't know how you leaving right now. They said, when you came, the ambulance had to try to go pick you up. They said, your arm was broken. They said, your body was turned to the side. There was no way that you would be leaving the hospital. I don't know how it happened, but...
Do you go to church?
I used to, I haven't been to church in a little while.
3 weeks? So normally would you say you live life right? Are you living a good life?
I mean,
You are?
I live a good life.
You said something that really stuck in my mind when I first walked in. I said, if I take those handcuffs off, you're not going to hurt me. You said, I would never hurt a woman. That's what you said. Tell me about that. Why do you feel that way?
Because there is no domestic violence in my family between between man and woman. That's why I always bounce myself never to hurt a woman. Because it's just not right. Like, the woman, like, they can't fight back. And the ones that do, I mean, that's them, but it's just not right. Like, I see it just, like,
All women?
Somebody in my eyes to hit a woman or to hurt a woman, it just makes me look at like a soft person.
Coward.
Because they're messing with somebody who, their feelings are really sensitive and
Would you have any exceptions to that? Would there ever be a circumstance where it wouldn't matter?
until the women jumping me, you know? I mean, that's a different story.
Sounds like you might like that anyway.
No, I mean, if it's like 10 and jumping, that's a different story. But I'm not gonna hit back just because some woman punching me in my face. I'm just gonna take it, okay? You know, it's a girl hitting me, it's not a dude, so I can't fight back.
So tonight when you were picked up by our people, is that at your house?
No.
No? Where were you at? Your grandparents? Okay. And where did they live? One something?
165.
165? And who stays in that house?
Well, everybody.
Everybody here. So your grandparents, and I'm not really sure, there's maybe an uncle. There's an uncle.
3, I have a lot uncles.
He's got big brown eyes. He's 25.
Oh, yeah,
Got shorts on tonight.
That's my mentally ill.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. What's wrong with him? Just
He has mental ill problems. Dude, he got really sick a long time ago. Really messed him up, changed his life.
okay.
So he's just been on the street. He's been trying to like get everything straight. Like he hasn't talked to his old friends. He's like, the dude stopped everything. He said, man, I got my family, I got children, I got things that I gotta do, I gotta get life right. He got his life right. He's going through a good path. I mean, I tell you that.
Okay, he stays with your grandparents.
Mhm.
Okay. And then your grandparents were here, and then there's another guy. What's his name?
Older?
Old dude? I don't know. Man, I thought there was a 16-year-old here.
Oh, okay, talking to him.
What's his name? I'm sorry, Barefoot. Do you know his name?
Andrea.
Well, Andre's the mentally ill.
Okay. Okay. And then is it starts with E?
The E, that's one of my other uncles. And then the other one. And
What's his name? Isle?
Emmanuel?
Emmanuel, and he's here?
Yeah.
Okay, and he's your uncle, he takes with your parents too? Okay, what's his story? Well, like, he's got, he's trying to his life right, and he's fighting with a little bit of mental illness. Emmanuel, what's he do? Does he work?
No, he's pretty smart dude. He gets good grades in his classes.
How old is he?
In trouble. I think he's like 18.
Okay.
No, 17.
Okay. Oh, so he's in school still, that's good.
Mm-hmm. He's a smart dude.
Where's he go? Where's the high school? What high school does he go to?
I don't know what high school.
Okay, but he stays with your grandparents?
Yes. But he's a smart dude. He stays out of trouble. He's really smart. I think he's in calculus. He's pretty smart. He stays out of trouble all the time. He's just the one that's like the smart one.
There's always going to be one in the family.
Yeah.
It wasn't me. All right, so listen, so it's my understanding,
Can you mark the time on that? 1:19 and 25 seconds. Members of the jury, it's now 1 o'clock. This is a good time for us to break for lunch. I'm going to release you and ask you to return at 2:30. Please keep in mind the rules. Don't talk about this matter among yourselves or allow anybody to talk about it in your presence. Don't form any opinions about anything that you've heard, and don't conduct any research or investigation. Please leave your notebooks there in the chair. I'm going to ask everyone to remain seated while the jury is excused. All right, let the record reflect that all members of the jury have left the courtroom. Was there anything on behalf of the state
Yes, sir.
or the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, very well. We'll recess until 2:30.
Sure, close.